What's up, y'all? It's your girl Nayarine, and we're back with another YouTube video. Today we're doing a frontal wig install. We're doing the style that we see in the front. So first and foremost, you want to make sure your client has some flat wig braids down to the scalp, and then you apply the cap on top. I outline the perimeter of her hairline with glue or lace glue, whatever you want to call it, and then I make sure I just apply my Ruby Kisses powder concealer onto her hair. Make sure it's close to their skin color as possible. You do not want any lightness or too much of it being dark. Then I'm just going in, I'm sewing her cap down. I go from one ear, I go around the back and come up to the other ear. This just helps keep the cap down and secure. I feel like it's really great to help make sure your clients are protecting their real hair underneath, that nothing is sticking out, none whatsoever. And it's keeping the cap down intact and in place. I also forgot to mention that you want to make sure your client's ears are cut out so that the glue can lay flat onto every piece of skin that you're applying it onto. And then when you cut that cap off, it also helps you as well. I like to use some shears, or I usually use the small scissors that you use for your eyebrows, but mine are basically old and dull, so I've been using these shears. The shears are dull as well. It really can't cut hair that well, but I still use it from time to time for cutting the caps. Cleaning off the perimeter of her hairline with alcohol to make sure that all the oil, makeup, or whatever is free from her hair so that the glue can lay down properly. Before I apply my layers of glue, I like to pull the wig down and make sure that the wig is placed onto her hairline properly. I've had clients who had wigs smaller than their head, or the wig would be bigger than their head, and I would have to make other adjustments. So this has helped me a lot, instead of just going in, putting the glue on, and then trying to put the wig on, and there's a malfunction with the hairline. This way, you can just go in and fix whatever you need to and make any adjustments before applying the glue. So I use Erica's J Hold Me Down glue. It's very strong. If I do not use this, I use Boho Lace America. I apply 3 thin layers. You about to see right here. I see a lot of people slap on so many thick layers, and I feel like that is not needed. And I feel like that kind of messes up the longevity of the hairstyle, in my opinion. I could do 2 layers of glue, and this Erica J will still be holding me down, holding that wig down. I could do 1 layer. If I want to just go somewhere real quick, I'll just slap on 1 layer and we still good. So I go side to side. You see how I applied the glue to one side. Now it's kind of basically turning clear as I'm applying it to the other side. That way when I'm done with this side, I can go back to the other side. Then the side I'm working on now will be clear and I can go back to that side. Just, hopping back and forth. It makes the process go fast for me rather than putting on the whole hairline and just doing it, because the glue does dry pretty fast. So I did the dummy and shook up the glue, and it wasted on me. Got on my shirt and my pants. That is about 2 or 3 layers of glue that I just wasted on myself. But the show must go on. I had to keep going because I already had glue on the comb. I didn't want nothing else to dry up. I'm over here like, I gotta hurry up and get this off. That was my good jeans, my good shirt too. I was trying to look a little cute for the video. That's why you don't wear your good clothes to work. Just wear leggings and a t-shirt. Some old you don't care about. Because I just messed myself up. And then I tried to keep going and play it off or whatever like that. And she ended up catching me when I tried to wipe myself off. And I was just like, forget it. It is what it is. Anyways, enough of that nonsense. I got it off of me or whatever. So now the layers have dried, and it is now time to place the wig onto your client's hair. Be very gentle and be careful, because you don't want the lace to stick somewhere that it shouldn't be sticking. And when you do apply it onto the glue, I'm pressing it in with the comb. Like, I'm basically taking a comb and combing the hair back and pressing it on. And make sure you be firm when you are applying this wig. So the trick is you want to have some type of firmness to the point where when you do place it, it isn't any spaces or gaps or bubbles. But you don't want to pull it too tight, because if you do pull it too tight, it'll be like folding up, wrinkling. Like, have you ever seen somebody's wig look like it's folding up and bubbling? That is because it was just somebody pulled the other side down too tight, or the wig maybe was just too small for their head and it got forced onto that spot. That's why I said make sure you place the wig onto the client's hair before gluing it down, to make sure you make any adjustments you need to make if there is any being needed to make before you put the glue on. I did the hot comb and the wax stick just to press everything out and get it back flat. And then I put my melt band on to lay down that first layer. So the first layer has been dry. I did go in and blow dry her hair to get any other tangles. So when I was done doing that, which took about a minute, this first layer is now secure enough for me to go back in and cut off the excess lace without it doing any lifting. So I cut it in 4 sections, as you can see, and I take the eyebrow razor and cut it off because it helps give me that jagged edge cut. I hate when people cut the lace straight across. It does not make it look natural. It does not make it look original. That's why you can see some people's lace much easier than others, because whoever did it must cut it straight across. But now I'm just cutting out the extra lace, like right there that was sticking out over her ears. I'm going to take a comb and part that out. Make sure nothing goes over your client's ears, making it uncomfortable, because they are going to have the wig on for about 2 weeks. So you want to make sure that they feel comfortable and they are comfortable. Always ask them, does anything feel uncomfortable? Do I need to cut this ear tab? And make sure this is just a great experience for them overall. So here you see me applying glue, like in certain spots. You will probably have to go through and do that, like add little pieces of glue under the lace so that everything can lay. But this will be the second melt. I'm using the Eben Lace Melt Spray. But it's in that bottle that I just showed. But before I do apply it, I'm going to apply a little bit more makeup so that when I spray it on there, it melt that makeup in. You know how when you do your makeup, if you do makeup and they put the setting spray, that's basically what is happening. You know, you put that makeup on there and you spray that milk spray to give it that clear, sheer look, no more ashiness. And then I'm going to put a band on after that. But I'm going to do one more melt after that. I feel like the trick to getting a nice melted, flawless, looking like the scalp install, you gotta do multiple melts. Do not just do that first melt down, cut the lace off, then continue. No, do another melt. Do the melt before you pull them baby hairs out. You're gonna go in, let that melt down, then pull out the baby hairs and then melt the baby hairs down. Like, it's a lot of melting that goes on if you want to get that good install. So that's my logic. That's how I get the install looking the way they look. And then even after you do the edges, you can also melt it again. So it's like 4 meltdowns. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to start stepping it up. Don't be lazy now. Y'all can't be. The one thing I would say, you cannot be lazy with frontals. You cannot finesse a frontal. Frontals, you got to be tedious. Even with closures. But since a frontal is the full hairline, you want to make sure you're putting your all into it. You get what I'm saying? But enough of me ranting. I'm basically just going in right now and applying the wax stick onto sections of the hair and hot combing it. So the thing what I like about using the wax stick is it's like it's oil based pretty much. And you know with oil, it weighs the hair down. So I really just apply it onto the roots, as you can see. so that I can lay it flat. Now, whether your client getting the middle part, side part, half up, half down, or the style that we're about to do now, nonetheless, you want to make sure them roots are flat. Like when you get a silk press, you want your roots should be flat, right? You don't want no poofy thick roots. That's how these were frontals and closures. Melt it down, hot comb it down so it can look like they hell. You know we gotta do the pull test. You gotta yank it like Tay be doing Ari and them. But it's not moving nowhere, and it's coming out her scalp. And that's just with the second melt. So we're gonna do a third melt, but not quite yet. So right now, we about to get into the style. This is the part we looking for. So in the style, as you can see, the model had, let me put in some more glue. Just put in more glue, like, make sure that them sideburns is down, because I know that's what come up easier. I don't know why, but it does. But anyways, what we doing now, I'm just sectioning out everything. So the method that I did with parting out or mapping out this style is I kind of did it how with like them 3D ponytails. You know the ponytails that people doing now, they call it 3D or 3-part, 3-section, whatever. But it'd be like that middle section and then you got the 2 side sections. That is how I basically was parting this out, because that's exactly what it looked like, honestly. That's what it is. 3D, half up, half down kind of thing, whatever you want to call it, 3-part, whatever. That's what I did. I did 3 sections. So I did the part going on the slant, basically, so that it has some like dimension to it and it gives the look more of a pop. So while I'm mapping out this style, I just decided to do the third melt. So we're using the Eben lace spray that come in this can. This is for the lace. It's said on can. So the silver can is a great can. I'm spraying it on her hairline before I apply the band. This will be our third and final melt for this install. And, now we get back to business. Also, I'm going to link the wig in the bio. A lot of people ask me where is the wig from in a lot of my videos, even though I do always say it. Yeah, I'm going to link it in the bio. And I am also going to tell you the name. So just listen closely. It's by Rosa Beauty. All right. And it was on AliExpress. I'm going to link it in the bio. If you need this wig, if you want this wig, go ahead and get it from AliExpress by Rosa Beauty. All right. Now, the wig did not come this color. We had to color it this color. It was initially black, natural color. And I did experience a malfunction or a difficulty. So we had a specific color we did find. And we saw a lot of people use L'Oreal high colors to achieve it. And I did apply the L'Oreal high color onto the hair. I, mixed the develop and everything. I put it on there and it did not take. I left it on there for like a long time. Okay, I'm just going to tell y'all I left for a long time. And it didn't lift. So I'm just like, okay, we're just going to go to the basics, what I usually know how to do. Just lift the hair, then apply color. So I ended up giving the wig a bleach bath. I did have to put it in the bleach bath twice in order for it to get to a number 27. It didn't even get to this color that I have in my hair. If you know what the number 27 is, it's basically a honey blonde. I got to that color, and then that's when I applied Adore, Crimson Red, and Intense Red in there. Since it was at a number 27 and stuck in between a number 30, it went on this dark. Intense Red does go on light. If you do follow me on my social media, Intense Red, I believe, is in my hair with a mixture of other reds. So I just want to let you know, be careful if you have to just do a test color or a test patch. But anyways, when I did do the bleaching, when I lifted, the parts where I did apply the L'Oreal High Color kind of had a reddish orange tint to it. Because I only applied it to the back section. So the back section literally was kind of red, and then the rest was like a 27. So I don't know if y'all have suggestions. Do y'all know what I did wrong? I mean, I did use the same systems. I just think it was the hair. So one thing I will say is if you do plan on using high color L'Oreal with this hair, I recommend not to do it. Just go in and bleach it regularly and then apply your color. Also, while we're all here, I do want to give you all an important tip. Whether you're a hairstylist or a person who does your own hair, nonetheless, if you wear frontals and closures, I want to give you all the advice. When you get your install done, do not put the lace band on immediately. Please do not do that. I just experienced this with a client, and yeah, that doesn't end up well. And I've had a client come to me from like other stylists and was saying like her wig always comes up after 3 days. And I asked her, well, what does she usually do? And she said she puts the band on immediately when she leaves the chair. You cannot do that. If you're going to put the band on immediately after you use the chair, at least put a wrap strip on your hair. Ask your stylist for a wrap strip because we typically use them. You know, the wrap strip that goes around your neck, or people use it to mold their hair down, whatever. Put that on the lace, on the first area first, then put the lace on. Because what you're doing when you're putting the band on immediately after the install, you're trapping all of that moisture in there. Do y'all see how many times I just melted her hair? I'm pretty sure y'all stylists are doing that. I'm sure you're doing that yourself. Or even if you're not melting it that much, all of that product we just put in our hair, granted it's dry enough, but you still gotta let it just air out. Like, set. It has to set. That's with anything. You have to let it set. You know, when you bake a cake and they say let it cool and sit for a minute before touching it because it'll fall apart. That's basically what you're doing with the laces. Let it cool, let it set before you start putting the band on, because now you're trapping that moisture in there. 9 times out of 10, y'all go take a nap, or y'all go to sleep after y'all appointment, or y'all go do other things, and it kind of accumulates sweat. And then especially if you sweat in your hair easily, it's going to lift. So a lot of times it may not be the stylist or what the stylist did. Like I told y'all, Erica J hold me down is strong. And everybody that use her know that. All right? So if anybody come testing me talking about they lace to lift off their head and I just use my girl Erica J, you insulting me and her. Because one thing I'm going to do is use the top quality and take my time and do the multiple melts. You see how stuck that wig was just on her head. And also, if the wig lifts up and you see like a white cast or white residue where that glue was at, that means that's the glue. And when the glue turns white like that, that means it has sweated off, or moisture, heat and moisture has conflicted with the glue, which caused it to revert from its original form while it was dry and it turned white. Go test it. If you got a wig, take your wig off and put your wig under some extremely hot water. I bet you it turn white. You know why? Because that steam, it be breaking down that glue. So if your client ever show you that, you can kind of infer maybe they sweated it off and ask them questions like, what did you do? You know, as a hairstylist, you still want to give your clients after home care. Because if the wig just normally lifted, you wouldn't see no white cast. You know, like I said, my clients come to me about 2.5 weeks later and it still be on their head. Unless they wash their hair. Shampooed their hair. But other than that, my installs last. Yours will too. If you tell your clients this important information, if you follow it as well. And if you just do these steps, it's not hard. as a client, you still got to do your part too. If you're going to invest all this money, you have to take care of your investment. Just like when these people get their body done, they have to take care of their investment. You have to. Stop spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on your hair just to not take care of it when you go home. Because we can only do so much as hairstylists. That's just my little preach, just preaching to y'all. Because I want y'all to win out here. I've had my trial and errors with wigs, but I'm at the point where I know what I'm doing. And it's not to sound cocky, but it's just to be confident in yourself and know exactly what you're doing with your craft. So with the ponytail part, with that little fluffy look, I just basically fold the hair forward, ball it up, and rubber band. I didn't do this on camera, but I did bobby pin that part down so it can have some stability. What you see me right now, which is called back combing, or the technical term teasing the hair. No, teasing, but the technical term is back combing the hair. It's just to give it that volume and definition. I did spray some hairspray to give it that hold. But it's to give it height, give it form. Because if you don't do it, the hair is just going to fall and kind of be loose and loopy. We did go to a Tink concert after this. And when I met back up with her hours later, her hair was still sitting like this. So definitely implement that back combing method when you do that. It's going to really add definition to that look and make sure your clients won't be having to keep fixing their hair. Like, it literally should stay like that. Actually, she just recorded another video, of course, 24 hours later, and it's still looking like this. So definitely use that. And right now, I basically about to just start getting this front together. She wanted the front cut into layers. I do see people cut it straight across. Feel like the layers looks way better. Definitely lets her tap into her 90s look. In order to cut layers, all you do is slightly elevate the piece of hair and just cut on a slant. When you slightly elevate it at like a 45-degree angle, it gives it that layered effect. Learned a little bit from Cos. And then I cut the sideburn just straight across. And yeah, we did not do no baby hairs because the baby hairs literally weren't needed for this look. Like, this look ate down without the baby hairs. And sometimes as a hairstylist and client, you need to know when to let the baby hairs go. We don't always need the baby hairs. Make sure the size is even. It's looking good, y'all. And then when you flat iron it, kind of just give it a little tilt. Kind of like slight bump it, but not bump it all the way. Just so it can have that look to it. And she is really looking good. I'm loving this look. I love when they come with the hot stuff. Even though this is my brand ambassador now. But we're going to be doing everything. We're going to be all on this page. Bloody, y'all. But this is the final look. Look at it. Take it all in. Because who said I can't do hair? Nobody says that. I'm just saying. That's how the girls be. I really do hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all enjoyed all the gems, tips, and tricks I share with y'all. Because I had to go through it all, figuring it out on my own. Because people don't like to help for real. And I just hope that y'all can take this video and take a lot of information with it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all really enjoyed it, please subscribe. Tune in. Follow me on all social media accounts. I'm most active on my Instagram. Get it back on my TikTok. And have a lovely day, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.